Hello, welcome to another episode of This, That, and the Other. Like I've said before, this, That, and the Other is about preserving history, and I sometimes discuss obscure subjects, and today's going to be another one of them. What I'm going to be discussing today is a character that existed on Morton's frozen food packages back in the late 1960s, early 1970s, from what I saw, called Colonel Morton. Looked similar to Colonel Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken. Sometimes makes me wonder if there was some type of competition there. I'm not sure, or maybe just the Kentucky Colonel things, as they both came from Kentucky. Little background history on Morton's itself. Harold Morton founded Morton's Frozen Foods, and they were advertised as an old Kentucky recipe in 1938. 1940, he made chicken and noodle dishes in glass jars and sold them in stores in Louisville, Kentucky. The company transitions to frozen foods during World War II and expanded to pot pies and dessert pastries. They were in the Continental Building in Louisville, Kentucky, from 1954 all the way to late 1950s. And the building was demolished, in the Columbia Building is what it's called. It was demolished in 1966, and there's now a 24-story BB&T location in its place in Louisville, Kentucky. Morton's had plants in Crozet, Virginia, and Webster City, Iowa. They were bought out in the late 1950s by Continental Baking Company, and then bought out by Del Monte, which was a division of R.J. Reynolds, and eventually absorbed by ConAgra. In 2000, ConAgra closed down the Crozet, Virginia plant. Here's what Colonel Morton looked like. Kind of similar, like I said, to Colonel Sanders of Kentucky Fried Chicken. It was a pull-out mask. You could see the back. It's got the strap on there. It was for Halloween. It was an offer. It came from Morton's. You punch out the eyes, put it around your head, and go around as Colonel Morton, and that was the badge you could put on your shirt for Halloween. I found this on eBay and thought it was pretty cool, so I got it for didn't cost very much, but that's the image of Colonel Morton. And here's a picture of Morton's plant in Crozet, Virginia. All the trucks getting ready to go out and make their deliveries. And here's a photograph of the man, Colonel Morton, right there. More on him in a minute. But these are the frozen dinners right here, TV dinners. They came in metal trays back then. They were prepared in the oven, unlike most people prepare them in microwaves. And the fruit salad right here was actually not run through the oven, not heated in the oven. It was actually set out and you let it dry and thaw out. And I don't know if TV dinners can now be prepared in microwave ovens. I have not bought TV dinner in years, so I have no idea on that one. That's a picture of the Morton's pot pie, turkey, chicken, and beef. I remember they had competitions in frozen food back then. You had Banquet, which is also owned by ConAgra, and then you had Swanson, which is known for the Hungry Man dinners, the bigger size TV dinners. And yes, I remember those. I found out who actually was Colonel Morton. It was actually a man I'd seen on television, used to watch on People's Court. He was Judge Wapner's bailiff on People's Court, Rusty Burrell. Born 1925, died April 15, 2002. And he came from Metropolis, Illinois. And he served during World War II. Spent 25 to 31 years with the Los Angeles County Sheriff's Department as a bailiff in the court system, including working in Wapner's Los Angeles courtroom. He appeared in numerous TV commercials and was Colonel Morton on the packages of Morton's Frozen Food. So he's the one that modeled for that picture of Colonel Morton. I did see something about, there was a commercial during the 1950s. I have not found anything on YouTube about it. But he retired in 1981 and then was asked to serve as a bailiff on the People's Court. In 1998, he served as a bailiff on Judge Wapner's Animal Court on Animal Planet. He lied about his age and enlisted in the Navy at the start of World War II. After his discharge, he played a couple of seasons as a pitcher and outfielder for St. Louis Browns farm system. That's later became what is now the Baltimore Orioles. I did a thing on the history of the St. Louis Browns a while back on one of the past shows, and was a bailiff for a number of high-profile trials, including Charles Manson, Patty Hearst, and the Onion Field murder trial. Interesting that was the man on the Morton packages. I remember Banquet had pictures of pretty women on the back of the packages. I don't know if that was a way to try to get people to buy the product, but here's a picture of an advertisement for Banquet pastries, pie, right here. And here's an example right here. I didn't get the complete image on the fried chicken dinner, but it's like three pieces of chicken. But that was on the reverse side. They'd have pictures of a woman on the back, photographs. They get some involved with some advertising agency, and it was basically the instructions on how to prepare. And I remember they had young girls' pictures on the pies as well when I was a kid. And here's one right here, Banquet cherry pie. And I remember there was apple pie, and I remember there was an Asian girl, an image of an Asian girl on the blueberry pie. I would like to find that picture. I have not been successful in finding that on the internet. If anybody knows where I could find that picture, I'd like to get the picture of that too. And that's basically all I was able to find on Wikipedia and through the internet on information on Colonel Morton. There's a Facebook page as well dedicated to Morton Frozen Foods. And as always, thanks for watching.